How has becoming a mom, has it made you look at the adult industry differently and like your career differently?
So I think it's made me reflect a lot more on it, if anything, just to really understand like the different facets and the potential impacts and potential consequences that could have on like individuals. And like, even if you want to scope out to the societal level, I've always been pretty anti like free porn. Like, I've always thought a paywall just seems like the most ethical way to approach porn, especially with the content that's kind of out there now. And then after, I don't know, I've talked to a lot of like clinical psychologists and evolutionary biologists. Like, I've had the pleasure of talking to like a lot of experts on my show, and they kind of express the potential risks of consuming content too young without context. So obviously, yeah, that is the parent's responsibility to get there before their friend puts them on a tube site, right? And it's like, let's browse this. Like, it's your job as the parent to prepare them for the world. So it's not to take away from that, but it is telling, like, should I be able to just go on a site and see some pretty violent material without context, right? And without age verification, and without knowing if that person was of age or if they were consenting, because some of it's like really convincing. So I think establishing a paywall is like a first step, right? Like, at least we know that the person's old enough to have a credit card. Obviously, there's workarounds and nothing is 100% foolproof. But to me, like, that's one thing that I kind of got more passionate about after becoming a mom, because I'm like, well, I don't want some, douchey kid when he's 10 years old on his smartphone and like showing my kid all this stuff. And unfortunately, like, that's not preventable. So we just have to prepare him for that situation.